Good morning and welcome to Coffees and Crafts. I'm Linda Cullen from Crafty Stampin' and welcome. I've tried a few new things, so I'm hoping I get to see everyone's comments, and I got volume, normal. So, oh good, I can see your comments. I tried this time putting my links to my blog in a pinned comment. We're all trying to play the Facebook algorithm game. So I'm hoping maybe that'll get this post seen a little more. So good morning. I just wanted to make sure I could see all your comments, which I can, which is exciting. So welcome everybody. I'm going to try to see if I can see where the whole screen. Come on. There we go. Okay, how are we? So welcome to Coffees and Crafts. Coffees and Crafts is my live tutorial or class, card making class. And I have some, I think, a fun project for you. Today, we are going to color with the Stampin' blends, which will be out on November 1st in my online store. If you might have seen this card during Tuesday's Stampin' Scoop, and I just love this little girl from Garden Girl stamp set. And so I thought it would be fun to color her. And the rest of the card is very simple because I really wanted her to stand out. We may change up a few things. I think I want to do a little something different with the ribbon, but today is about coloring. So I wanted to show you how I did her skin tone. I did something a little different than the standard, so I just wanted to kind of show you that. So welcome everybody. If you are new to Coffees and Crafts, I always like to do some giveaways to thank you guys for joining me and for sharing my broadcast and getting me out there in the world. Again, trying to beat that Facebook algorithm. So today's project or shares today are going to get you some giveaways. So during this live broadcast, if you leave a comment, I'm going to be giving away the Brights sequins, and we will do a drawing for that at the end of the broadcast. And all you have to do is leave a comment. Just say hi, tell me you like my card, anything. And then you can ask a question. I might answer it. I might wait and answer it later. Just depends on where I am and what I see. Also, I know of a lot of demonstrator friends are on here. Sometimes they like to pop in and answer the questions too if I don't see them, because it's always great to stamp with other people. And so I know a lot of them jump on. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. So these are our giveaways. Our giveaway, if you are watching this later, and I know, everyone's time schedule is a little bit different. So if you're watching this later, or you did not win the sequins, or if you're watching this later on YouTube, because this will be up on YouTube, you do have the ability to win the Jolly Christmas stamp set. I'm going to pick that on my November 1st. Can you believe we got to November 1st? My November 1st Coffee and Crafts. That is the day the blends become available. So I don't know. It's going to be too exciting around here, I think. But we're still going to do Coffees and Crafts. I'll probably be coloring with the blends again because I'm now in love. So congratulations. Oh, Colorado Springs. Welcome, everybody. So let's see. So there's our giveaways. So I want with the Stampin' blends. So like I said, the Stampin' blends are going to be available to everybody on November 1st. And you can order all of them. You can order, they come all, you can buy one SKU, you can get all of them. You can buy packs of 2, and you can buy single markers, which is wonderful. So if one of your markers dries out, you've used it too much, you can just buy one marker, which is exciting. But I am running a Crafty Stampin' Blends Club. If you want to get all of them, but just getting them all at once doesn't quite work for you, if you head over to craftystampin.com, I've gone over all the little details. 4 months, 4 easy payments. I'm taking signups right now. I'll probably take them through like the 2nd or 3rd. So, the more people that sign up, the better. I've got quite a few clubs filled already. So really exciting. But this all will be Blends Club. You can order now. The rest of the blends will be available November 1st. So let's get on to doing some fun stuff, which is giveaways. So on I think it was October 18th show, we are giving away as our watch live the Get Your Santa On stamp set. And so these names right here that are in, I'll scoot down to the bottom here, There was a lot. These are everyone who left a comment. And if you see two names, which there are a lot of them, they left a comment and then they left a comment that they shared and they shared my video. So I had so many entries. So what I'm going to do is I am going to click randomize, and whoever name falls on top will be the winner. So let me scoot up to the top. Oh my God. See, I told you tons of names. This was an awesome, awesome submission time for this giveaway. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, randomize. And our winner is Wanda Caldwell Johnson. So Wanda, if you were on here, please head over to my blog and you head up to specials and giveaways, and you will be able, you have there's an entry form here. Fill that form out and I will get them to you in the mail. So we're going to head over and start working on our garden girl. So we're going to start, I'm getting texts. Oh, all right. So let me bring you down here to my camera. I gotta find the camera. All right. So here's the one I did before, and I have this shirt, and I thought it was going to be so cute, and it is cute. It just may not be the best crafting shirt or markering shirt. So I'm gonna pull up the sleeves and try and keep the sleeves from all over the place. So here's our card base, and so let's do a few things first, and then we'll get coloring. So what I wanted to do, so here is how this base, and later, just if you're new to Coffees and Crafts, I will do a full blog post, details, cut sizes, everything. I will also include a PDF. I don't have it done, so I usually have a printout of it. I show you. I can't. I'm a little behind this morning. But that will go up so that you can follow along easily with all the cut sizes, all the products you need, which are all available on my online store for sale, so that you can recreate this card. All right. So as you can see, I stamped so here is Garden Girl stamp set, which is just adorable, and it's even cuter now that we can color with it. And they got some absolutely adorable, the bunny and the little chick and the butterfly. So I just used the little girl and the fence. And so what I did was I have the fence once here, and then I have the fence in back for crumb cake, just as a little extra. So let's stamp the fence first. So I'm going to stamp it first in the crumb cake. And this is just going to be the background. So this doesn't matter really 100% where it is. It's going to get covered up by the ribbon and the girl. It's really just to add a little interest to the background. So now I'm going to put this aside. I'm done with this card base for a little bit. So now let me get my white card, and I'm stamp off a few times, and I'm going to clean my stamp super quick, stamp it off again. So now, because this is what I'm going to color with, I'm going to use my Memento ink. You want to use only Memento ink with your stamping blends. And let's see, so the stamping, I lost my friend. The Memento ink is designed, it is a water base. So the water based in the Memento will not react with the alcohol in the Stampin' blends. So let's put my fence here. Let me put this stamp to the side so I don't stamp something else with a fence. Totally possible. And our inks dry really quick. If I run my finger over it, it's not going to run. But if I start mixing it with alcohol inkers, it could bleed a little bit. So you want to make sure they're really dry. Sometimes you just stamp them and I kind of go on to something else, cutting the paper or whatever. But if I want to start coloring immediately, I dig out my heat tool. So Della wants to know, can you use cardstock for the blends or do you need watercolor paper? I have not tried watercolor paper. I do not believe you can use watercolor paper. This is Whisper White. Whisper White has been designed to work with the blends. So you want to use regular Whisper White cardstock, or you want to use thick Whisper White cardstock. And I think that's really a preference for you. I've been working with the regular. I did work with the thick a couple times. Neither seem to, I didn't prefer one over the other. So I'm primarily sticking with the regular. So now I'm going to hit this with the heat gun for a few minutes just to make sure it's really, really dry so that nothing bleeds when I do use it. All right. Good morning from Canada. First time viewer, thank you for joining me from Canada. I love new viewers. Thank you. So here we go with the, let me make sure that you can see what we're doing. So for the fence, I am going to work with, these are the two skin tones, but they are the browner of the two of the colors. So this is bronze and ivory. And when does it bleed through? Yes. So the question is, will the blends bleed through the paper? They will bleed through all the papers, and that's okay. They are supposed to. So you see, I have my grid mat down so that when they do bleed, do I have a, there. Here's a sample I was doing. So I was playing and practicing with all of them. You see on the back. Now this is regular Whisper White. I don't know if I have anything thick. Thick will bleed too. That's okay. Just plan appropriately. I used to needlepoint, and part of the testing the quality of your work is to see how it looks on the back. If it looks equally as good on the back, you know you're doing good. So I think it's kind of cool that I can see my highlighting on the back of the paper. So I'm going to start with the ivory, and when you get your blends, my advice is to practice. Print out a sheet like I did there, stamp a bunch of images and practice. I found I like to start with the light, go to the dark, and go back to light. You may find you prefer another way. So I'm just going to very quickly add, some light, and then I'm going to add the shadow with the dark. And then I'm going back to the light, and I'm going to blend that in. And it really doesn't take very much to do that. I'm not spending a lot of time with it. I sometimes think the quicker, especially this is a background image, but I just want to blend those two colors in so it's darker on the left and brighter on the right. And again, I'm using ivory and bronze. And again here, and then blend. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. All right, so again, I am now adding the ivory, and then real quick with the bronze. And then I'm blending. If you are new with the blends, I am using the brush nib. There is a brush end and a nib end. If you're new and just starting out, the brush end does give out a lot more ink. So my advice is to start with the nib, get used to it, and then move to the brush. So now I'm going to take the dark, and I'm just filling in these little lattice areas that are holding the fence together. I'm not even going to attempt to blend them. There's no need. They are not the focus of my image. My focus of the card is the little girl and just the fence and the butterfly. Most of my effort's going to go into the little girl. So I'm now going to set this aside with my card base. Now I usually would stamp them, and I would color them and then fussy cut them out. I don't think you guys need to really watch me fussy cut. So I fussy cutted a bunch in advance. I'm not going to use all three, but I figured if I really screwed up, I would have someplace else to go so that while we're going live. We do mess up. We make mistakes. It happens. We all do it. So I'm going to start with her skin tone. And I wanted a little bit of a pinky tone to her face. So I'm actually going to color her with the Pink Pirouette Light. So I'm going to do Pink Pirouette, then I'm going to do Ivory right over it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with her, and I'm opening, I like to have them open before I get going. I'm going to start with like her legs. It was one of these things you try to get comfortable with it. Let me open my bronze because I'm going to use my bronze to do a little shadowing. So I'm going to color her leg in pink. And I come right over it while it's still wet, and I'm going to color her leg in the ivory. I'm going to add a little dark, in the bronze where there would be a shadow from the dress. And I add a little pink, and then I add a little ivory. All right, next leg. So we're going to start with the pink. And I go on to ivory. I'm going to add a little shadow with the bronze. I'm going back to pink again, just to add a little bit more pink, and then I'm going to blend some more with the ivory. And there we go. And I let that dry a little bit, so I'm just going to work it a bit more to blend it out. I got a little bit right there. There we go. So there's her legs. So now I'm just going to repeat on her arms, and then I'll move up to her face. Sometimes I try to do the least important first. I find when I'm coloring, sometimes it's like warming up. Let's see, we'll add a little here, a little pink, blend that in, and a little ivory. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. A lot of new people. So I am coloring with the new Stampin' blends. They are going to be available from the Stampin' Up website, which is on my website, November 1st. I am running a special Stampin' Blends Club where you, over a 4-month period, will get to, I got that a little dark, get these all in a 4-month period with some accessory products to play with. Now, I screwed up there because we screw up when I'm talking. The color lifter, it pushes the ink. So I am just sitting here and I don't want to erase. I don't want to rub it like an eraser. I am just putting it where the boo-boo is, i.e. I went over the line, and I'm just holding it there. The ink will go out and it will push that ink back over the line. Sometimes I'll do a little bit, stop, and then go back and do a little bit more. All right, so now I'm going to finish blending this arm. All right, so now we're going to do her neck. Again, I'm starting with the pink pirouette, then I'm going on to the ivory, and now I'm doing a little bit of the bronze. Let's go back to the pink because I'm adding the shadow that her chin would be providing. And then I'm going to finish that out with, there we go, the ivory and the bronze. So now we're going to go on to her face. So now I've got all her body parts done except her face. All right, so same thing. I'm going to work quickly because I don't want any of this drying while I'm working. So I'm going to start at the hairline. And I'm going right over her lips too. I found when I did it the first time, it was a bit too small to try and really do a good job of keeping them out. So then I'll just add the darker pink pirouette in a second over her lips. There we go. And let's see. I don't want to add too much shadow here. So There we go. All right, so here, lips. So I'm going to take the dark pink pirouette. I'm going to do her lips. There we go. All right. So there, we got all our skin tones done. And I can always go back with the color lifter and maybe try to do like a little lightness on her nose or a little bit on her cheeks. Trying to lighten up her face because I was trying to go over the hairline here with more of the ivory, just because that's where there would be a bit of a shadow from the hair. So sometimes I have to tell myself, stop, walk away, Linda, it's good. Robin, if you are interested in my Stampin' Blends Club, go to craftystampin.com. Right in the middle is the big rotating, and it should be the very first image that pops up. Click on that, and all my details for the Stampin' Blends Club is right there. I have quite a few who have joined, and it's going to be good. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to share these with you guys. They're so much fun. It's easier to, so all right. So Carol is asking, isn't it easier to color before you cut out? 6 of one, half dozen of the other. I normally color and then cut. I didn't think you guys wanted to watch me fussy cut. So I chose to let you watch me color, and I fussy cut it in advance. Purely something I did for the live. All right, let's move on to her dress. So I'm going to put I got my markers up here. I'm trying to be good and put them away so that I can find them. All right, so I'm going to color her dress. I'm going to start and do a sleeve. Oh, my big sleeves. All right, so I'm going to start with this arm. And again, I'm working in light. I think this one I want to do, I'm going to start with my nib. And there we go. The sleeve. And now I'll do the nib on this one too. Let's see. So I'm going to make this edge a bit darker, where it might be under her arm. And then let's assume that her shoulder is in the light. So I'm adding a bit more light over there. And the only other thing I want to do, yep. So now I'm going to do the other arm. Basically, same thing. We're going to repeat. So add. And then I'm going to assume that right close next to her body is the shadow. Add the line. You see that? I'll make sure you guys are, I've got you in frame. And then I'm just going to blend that out. Boom. And I got a bit, talking and coloring, sometimes not the easiest thing to do. So I am, noticed I made a little boo-boo. And I'm trying to push the color again with the lifter. All right, here we go. So now I'm going to color the bodice of her dress. There we go. And they blend so nice. You don't see those lines from when I colored. So now I'm going to, let's see, we're going to make a line along the bottom. And I'm going to assume right along here is the dark. And now I'm just going to blend that in with the light. There we go. Boom, there's her top. So now I'm going to same thing with the skirt. And let's see, go along the edge. Oops, here we go. And just fill it in. Right now I'm just going over the pockets as well, keeping those in the same coloring at the moment. When I go to highlight, I'll define those a bit more in a minute. There we go. Oh, get duck over here. Welcome, everybody. I see a lot of people are saying shared. Thank you very much. Love it when you share. If you do share, you'll be entered into my giveaway. I have two. I have a live giveaway right now. We're going to get this Brights sequins, and so that's anyone who leaves a comment during my live broadcast. Thank you very much. Kay says she likes how I'm doing. Thank you. And if you don't win, or if you are watching this later, you will be eligible for my Watch Later giveaway, which is a stamp set that I don't remember the name off the top of my head while I'm attempting to color. Jolly something. I will look it up in a sec. So I put the darker lines along where the artist, when they drew the stamp, put the image. And then I just added shadow in this corner. I'm kind of assuming light is coming at her from like this angle. And so now the same with the pockets. I'm going to put a little darker around here and around here, assuming these are kind of little fatter pockets. Boom. And boom. There we go. All right. Let's see. I'll try to blend that in a bit. I let it dry. Not let it dry. Okay. So then we'll add a little lightness on the pockets, like they're stuck out. I'm going to add a bit of lightness down the middle. Let's see how that works. We're going to let that dry for a minute and see how that works. Okay, so next, what I wanted to do was pretend that, oh, not pretend, but have that her collar and sleeves are white. And so having them white, though, requires that they have a little shading. So I'm going to add that shading with my light smoky slate. So let's see, I want to just put, let's see, I'm going to put a smidge on the edge. Oops, sticking to my fingers. And then I'm going to use my blender, my color lifter, getting my color lifter mixed up with my blender pen. My color lifter to kind of blend that in and add the shading. Let's see, and so this, make sure you work. I'm going to go along her skirt, make like an L, and then we're going to shade that in. I'm just blending the smoky slate into the white. So now again, I have light coming from this direction, so I'm going to make a little like curvy L here and here, and then again blend these in. I just don't want the harsh line there from the smoky slate, just like that. So it adds, and as the alcohol dries, which will take a few seconds, these will the image will show up better of what you've just drawn, especially a hard line like that. So now I want to add, I'm going to do these before we go any further. I'm going to do her pigtails in the same color. Actually, let me do this. So I'm going to start with the light. And I'm going to add a little dark in the middle and a little dark on the ends. Oops, and just blend. There we go. And the other side. Boom. Boom. Add a little dark here, dark in the middle, and then again, just blend it in. Boom. All right, now we got her pigtails done. Make sure I'm putting the right cap on the right ends. I got the dark one here. Okay. All right, let's do her boots. Let's see. These boots were made for walking. That's just what they'll do. I don't sing, but I sing, which is, I have friends who are singers, and they're probably like, Linda, stop. But it's more fun when you sing to yourself. Let's see, make sure you can see it. So all right, I'm using the Daffodil Delight And again, repeating the same process. I'm going to put all the color down on one boot, and then I'm going to grab my darker color and I'm going to just do one side, and then I'm going to blend that. And then what I can do is go back with my color lifter and go right along the far right edge. So the light is coming from this direction. So I want this part of the boot to be the lightest, the back part to be the darkest. And now I'm just going to repeat that on the other boot. Color the whole thing with the light. Color the left side. And I'm just doing a little squiggle down the left-hand side. I'm coming back with my light, and I'm really just, I'm squiggling, the technical coloring term. I'm just squiggling that hard line between the dark and the light with the light to blend it in. And then again, back with my color lifter, and I'm just gonna try and remove some of the color on the far right. So the boot is going from lightest to darkest. All right, so now we got the boot done. I'm saving the hair for last. I'm trying to remember what I did. Sometimes I've been just playing, and I think sometimes you want to write down, I use these colors, but I've just been playing, experimenting up to this point and haven't really written things down. So it's time to get serious and start reminding myself what I have done. So I'm going to do the basket first here. And so the basket, I'm just going to color it in. This is light crumb cake. And get the handle. Get a handle here, smidge there. Now I'm going to take the dark, and I'm going to just go over the lines that the artist provided. And I'm going to stop there because I really like that dramatic look that provides right there without blending it. I think it looks really cool. So I'm going to stop there. Now I got to color my carrots. The carrots, I'm not going to worry about shading. They're a small player in the big picture. So I'm just going to take the dark pumpkin pie and I'm just going to color them. Sometimes I find that you worry too much about some of the smaller elements. That's where you can screw up your project. Actually, let's do this. So I'm not going to worry about them. So here is my tops of the carrots, and I'm just doing this in the light old olive. Boom. Intently. Kay is watching intently and not commenting. Okay. All right. So here we go. Let's see if I can remember what I did for the hair. So I want it darker on the bottom. I'm thinking I did the ivory and the bronze. So what I'm going to do, we're going to start with a pigtail. And I know I added yellow. Let's see what else I added. Maybe crumb cake. All right, let's see. Let's see what we come up with for hair. So I'm going to start with the ivory. And I'm going to get kind of a base down. And then I'm going to take my bronze. And I'm going to flick, so kind of with my bronze in the direction that her hair is coming out of the pigtail. And I'm going to go over that with my ivory to kind of blend that in a little bit. And then I'm going to do it again with the bronze. There we go. And let me see, we'll add a smidge of daffodil down here to give the hint of blonde. All right, so now let's do the same thing on this pigtail. I'm going to start with my ivory to add color, and then I'm going to flick some bronze and then back with my ivory. Okay, let's flick a little more closer, like it's darker by the pigtail. Add that. We'll add a smidge of yellow. Okay, so now I need to do the parts that are right by her neck of the pigtail, and I'm going to follow a similar, I'm going to start from like the ear. Let's see, make sure you can see me. The ear to the neck. So let's, all right, so I'm going to lay that down. This is going to be darker because it's under her neck. Let's go this way. So I'm just starting at her neckline and pointing down and coloring in. All right, I'm going to add a smidge more along there and some by the pigtail. Okay, add a smidge there. All right, and now I'm going to repeat under the hair over here. So from the ear down to over here. Add a little bit of bronze again right at the where the face meets. And these are small spots, so they're kind of a little tricky. Let's see, we'll go back a little darker. Because remember, this is under the hairline, so it's darker. All right. I think that's good. Let's see how we can, let's see if we can play with the top now. So now we're going to do up here, and let's see, I'm going to do the smaller part first. So I'm going to put down the base of the ivory. All right, now I'm going to take my bronze and I'm going to do that flicking again. I want to leave, I don't know if you can see, some of the lines in. I kind of want it to look like hair. So I'm going to come here, like so now where it's coming from the scalp out into her pigtail, and then let's do a few here. Now, because this is much more visible than down here, I'm going to add my yellow. This is the light daffodil. I'm going to add more of my ivory. There we go. So I think that looks good. Sometimes literally I have to tell myself, stop, stop, it looks good. And now I'm going to try and do the same thing. Now I have a much bigger swath of hair. So again, I'm going to try and just put a bit of color down with my ivory. Up here, I might leave a little bit of white to kind of represent more of highlights. We'll see how that works out. Sometimes my hand then doesn't agree. Okay, so there, adding the darker, and now I'm going to come in and I'm adding the yellow. I want to hint that this is kind of a light, dirty blonde hair. Oops. And now I'm going to do the same thing from over here, this side, and more yellow. And then let's add a bit more of the ivory to kind of tone down the yellow a little bit. I think that's pretty good. What you think? You like that? Hi, Miss Bobby. How are ya? So I think this is where you have to learn to go, it's good, walk away. Because if I keep adding and adding and adding, she might get a little funky. So there's my girl. So let's assemble this partially. We still got a little bit to do. So hold on. All right. So what I did with the butterfly was I colored the butterfly, but the butterfly stamp comes with a little swirl that kind of looks like he is flying. So I'm going to pull out the crumb cake, and let's see, I want to stamp that. Let's see if I can aim. I want to get, all right, there we go. So I get a little bit of the butterfly swirl on there. So now let's assemble part of our card. So I'm going to attach this white with snail, and I'm not really worried about lining it up with the fence I put on the background, purely for decorative purposes. All right, so I'm going to pop her up on dimensional. So I'm going to use a combinations of big boy dimensionals and little ones, because the little ones look good with the on the boots. So, and I like to use my paper piercing tool on the boots. There we go. One more. Here we go. If you are new, wow, 160. Hello, everybody. Welcome. So if you leave a comment at the end of this broadcast, we are going to do a giveaway for some Brights sequins. And we're getting to the end. Can you see, can you use the blenders to color stamps? No. These are alcohol markers, and they will dry out your stamps. So you want to continue to use our old Stampin' Write markers to stamp on the stamp. So color your stamp and then stamp. You don't want to use the alcohol markers for that. They will ruin your stamps. All right, so we're going to do real quick. We're going to color the butterfly, because there are some fun colors I didn't get to use. So let's see, what did I do? All right. Oh, I know. Hold on. So I'm going to do the middle parts first. Again, this is something I probably would have not cut out first, but you really don't need to see me fussy cutting. All right, and so I'm just using the dark Calypso Coral, and it's hard to hold this little butterfly down with these cut out. Ooh. So this part will not be my best coloring, just FYI. Let's throw that out there now. And, all right, do I have dark? I have light. All right, let's grab the dark. Where did I put the dark? Oh, I put it on the edge. All right, so let's put the dark here. Oops. And we'll just blend that line, spin this around. You can see here, I'm really not putting a huge amount of worry, because it's a small image. Let's go. And let's see, it's not going to show that much. The focus really is my girl. This is just to add a little pop of color elsewhere on the card. There we go. All right, so then, okay, I gotta make sure I match my caps. These stamps and markers do nest, which is great. You just see I'm too busy coloring to actually bother to nest them. Oh, I'm glad you like my tutorial. Thank you very much. I enjoy doing them. Thank you. All right, so here we go. So I'm gonna add a bit of Bermuda Bay, because I didn't use that color, so, and I'm not even blending that. Boom. I just want the shot of the color. Again, my focal point for this card is the girl, so that's where I really put all my time. So we're going to flip this over and use the mini dimensionals. Love, love, love these. Okay. Thank you very much, Ellie. I appreciate the compliments. I greatly enjoy doing the tutorials. So there is my little garden girl. Oh, you know what? So let's do some finishing touches, because you all know I love to bling it up and whatever, but I think the bling on this is the ribbon. So on this one, I really just took a strip and attached it here. I think I'd rather do it up with the ribbon this time on this one. Let's see what we can do. All right, so let's cut. This is the Night of Navy gingham. It's got a beautiful hand, I guess, to it to It ties, of course I'm going to say this, it ties beautiful bows. Let's see what I can do live. Oh, and there's my phone. Oh, my friend Lisa. Lisa does not realize I'm live and she just took off all my comments. Hold on. I will call her back. This is, you all have that one friend that's not on Facebook? She's my friend, not on Facebook. No idea I'm live. All right, hold on. Hold on. There we go. See if I can work my bow. There we go. Please tell me that didn't just throw me off. Are you guys all there? Uh-oh. 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 I'm going to keep going. I'm hoping you can see me because I think that killed my, knocked the video out. Ah! It did. Let's see. So, all right, I'm going to finish this because I can see comments. All right. How did that knock it out? All right, so I'm going to finish this. There's my card. And I'm going to leave that there, if you can see it. I think I'm back on. Am I back on? Yes, I'm back on. I'm sorry. I just, you know. So here is my little garden girl. I just put, so here was the original. I liked it, but I didn't like it. So I swapped her up. So now she's got a pretty bow over here. So thank you for joining us. Let me get back over here and we are going to pick a winner before I get knocked off again. So I don't want that to happen. So anyone who's left a comment, quickly get in and say hi real quick. And I'm going to come over here. I got to find the right website that's probably kicked me off too. Here we go. So we are going to pick a winner. And you are eligible to be a winner by leaving a comment, and you get one entry for this this giveaway. So the name that pops up is going to be our winner, and I need to log back in. You know. Is it picking on the right thing? Coffees and Craft. Yes. Okay. Here we go. You can leave by commenting, and you can enter once. And now we're going to pick a winner. And here we go. And our winner is Pam Gardner. Congratulations, Pam. Thank you so much. Pam, hold on. Let's see. I need you. Hold on. We're going to go. Boom. Boom. If you head over to Crafty Stampin', and if you head up to giveaways, to specials, then giveaways, right here is a space so that you can fill out my form and I will get my giveaway to you as soon as possible. I wanted to, there we go. So also people were asking me about my Crafty Stampin' Blends Club. Right here on the front of my blog is a link to it. It will give you all the details. 4 months, you get all the colors, you get lots of extra specials. I may throw in a few more I haven't even listed here. And so by February, you will have everything you need to make some awesome cards with this amazing product. So I thank everybody. Hold on, I lost my camera. Oh, there we are. Hi. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the coloring with the Garden Girl stamp set. She is available on my website to purchase. Just go to Crafty Stampin'. It says Shop Stampin' Up. You can get there. Give me about an hour and I will have a full detailed blog post up with all the downloadable PDF, a replay of the video, and all the products so that you can recreate this at home. Thank you very much. I will be back next Wednesday, I think November 1st, Stampin' Blends release day. So thank you again for joining me, and we'll see you next Wednesday. Bye-bye.